Yo, this is Daedalus, and you're live in Los Angeles, Marianne Hobbs.
It's January 2009, and I'm on a mission to the west coast of America to check out the most exciting new electronic scene on the planet right now.
Well, I think it's a very compelling place, and the geography and the particular spirit here, what's in the drinking water here is something else, and it's incredible. And history of the arts and culture is great and everything, but I think what constitutes what's really special right now is the people who are making music. People like Flying Lotus, people like Sam I Am, people like Madlib, and all the different magic that was here in the past, like Motown and the Spector, Phil Spector and all that stuff. It's something that's lasted in a way, and it's left its indelible mark on everything here. So all the new names, all the new producers coming out, they're the people that are bringing the magic back, bringing it special back. It's not so much about the flat lands and the dry desert wind or whatever. It's something that's firmly in the people.
Check this out. Amoeba Records in LA. It's as big as a football pitch with over 1 million pieces of vinyl in stock, and it's a really important hub where the family of LA producers hook up. As is the notorious and groundbreaking downtown club Low End Theory. That's where we're headed tonight.
Low End Theory has turned a lot of hip-hop kids onto psychedelic music, psychedelic rock in general, and a lot of rock and roll kids onto hip-hop. I mean, he was just saying that he got into it through the Mars Volta, and,
right.
Which, I mean, that's
completely different.
So far from hip-hop. I mean, not so far, but it's hip-hop, Mars Volta, and it brings it all together. It really just brings all the elements from jazz and rock and techno and dubstep and hip-hop and just all the elements from all these different genres and just kind of puts them into one. It's like here, everybody is there because they love the music. They're not trying to pick up girls. They're not trying to get too wasted. They're just there because they want to hear new music they've never heard before. Then they know they're gonna love.
This is the Glitch Mob, West Coast Clocks on the BBC Radio 1.
These new beats, these Hudmo beats and Philo beats are just kind of like the new jazz.
Vous êtes des animaux. Vous êtes des animaux. Vous êtes des animaux. Vous êtes des animaux. Vous êtes des animaux.
Low End Theory, make my way through this huge crowd just as you're coming on. Make my way through the groupies and the punters. I'm sitting there enjoying it. And there's these boys standing behind me, a lot younger than I, obviously I can tell. And I just hear one of them to my left go, is killing it. I was kind of put off by it, looked back you know. And a little bit later, the one to my right goes, yeah, dude, this killing it. And I look back again, and I turn back, and I'm watching you, and I get a little nudge like, hey, do you know who's playing? I'm like, yeah, that's Marianne Hobbs from BBC Radio 1. Oh, like Pete Tong? I'm like, yeah, like Pete Tong, but Marianne Hobbs. 2 more records pass, and I hear the guy to my left, and he goes, man, I want to marry this bitch, dude. And at that point, I totally forgave them for it.
So this is Twin Peaks, right at the very top of San Francisco. It feels like the top of the world. Look at that view cascading out in front of us. Absolutely incredible. The family of West Coast producers extends all the way to San Francisco and beyond. I hit the 103 Harriet Club out there to feel some of the magic for myself. And I was up bright and early the following morning to break it down for the Accelerator crew.
Alright, so you'll speak for Matt.
All right, okay.
And I'm just going to be, this is going to be B-roll, so make sure you get the shoes in.
Yeah, get the shoes in.
So this shot will have shoes.
I want to ask you actually about the connection between those two worlds, because you're sort of now uniquely situated to maybe see into some of the dubstep scenes and now this new crew, the West Coast Rocks sound. Do you have any sense of what these folks in the UK see and take from the Flying Lotus approach? Do you hear people talk about this thing? Do you see people influenced or hear people influenced in the way that they're doing things? Specifically, these folks that you've become identified with sort of about 3 or 4 years ago. I'm really interested in the connection between those two.
Yeah.
Or is there a connection?
Yeah, I think that there is an incredible connection between the UK dubstep artists and the bass and the beat makers, I guess, in the UK and the West Coast community, without a question. There's a real massive appreciation, there's a huge love and respect of the different sounds, and I think there's a lot of exchange of kind of creative energy, if you like, especially with the whole crew of Scottish producers that are working out of Glasgow right now. You know, the likes of Rusty and Hudson Mohawk and Mike Slott and all the Lucky Me collective. In terms of the relationship with the more traditional kind of dubstep community in the UK, again, you know, you see the likes of Code 9, of Marla from Digital Mystics playing regularly on bills with Flying Lotus and all the Brainfeeder crew. And I think to a degree that the Americans are really passionate. I mean, they really feel this sort of that filthy, murky British bass sound. They love it. I think the British are fascinated by the idea of Lotus freeing them, of Lotus tearing up the rules, and of Lotus bringing that sense of fire and soul and passion and fun back into a set as well, you know. Want to find out more? Check the West Coast Rock special on BBC Radio 1, bbc.co.uk/Radio 1.